Hi everyone, this is your reading for Wednesday the 27th of September. Thanks for being with me today. It's really a pleasure to do these readings for you. I love being able to do them every day. So today I'm using the Goddess Tarot. It's a really strange deck, but I really love it because it's very random. It's just full of goddesses. I love goddesses. And the images are kind of amusing as well. And I like to have a little bit of fun with the tarot as well. It doesn't have to be so serious all the time. So let's have a look at what we get. Okay. So we have the Empress, the third card of the Major Arcana. She appeared in yesterday's reading as well. Then we have the Eight of Chalices. Poor woman, look, she's all left on the beach and the man is floating away on his little raft. Very sad. And then finally we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a blessing, which is a cornucopia of fortune and abundance and prosperity. So today you're being asked to make a fresh start, to look at what it is you love. She's got a mirror in her hand. She is majorly in love with herself. She is everything that she could possibly need for herself. She's dressed beautifully. She is vain and she's absolutely in love with herself. The Empress in itself is the card that is all about love and making new beginnings when it comes to love. And the fact that we had that energy in yesterday's reading as well means that this Empress energy is really strong at the moment. And if you decide to bring more love into your life and to take action to bring more love into your life, you're not going to be disappointed. What you're going to feel as soon as you make plans to bring more positives into your life, the thing that immediately is going to come up is all your past disappointments and all your past negative experiences. So, okay, I want to bring more love into my life. I can do that by getting a pet, or I can do that by starting a new hobby, or by dating and finding a new partner, or by improving my existing relationship. Soon as you decide to do that, you're like, oh, but the last relationship ended horribly and I'm still recovering from that. The last time I had a pet, I loved him so much, and at the age of 13 he became ill and he passed away, and I just couldn't face that again. And all the past experiences and past disappointments come up. Like in this case, she was very much in love and he left her for this flimsy little raft. I mean, she's better to be rid of him. I mean, someone who can't even hire a boat is not someone who you should have in your life. So she'll recover from this. She'll pick up her cups and realize that this guy, she's much better off without him in the long run. Finally, the Ace of Pentacles is a blessing from the universe. It's a gift from the universe. You can see this cornucopia of endless prosperity, and the Ace of Pentacles is a blessing when it comes to financial matters. It's a blessing in terms of your practical circumstances, your belongings, your day-to-day routine, your living situation, what's going on in your life on a physical, practical level. So when you decide to bring more love and bring more enthusiastic things into your life, yes, your ego is going to flare up and say, don't take a risk, because remember last time you were in a relationship, the guy was really nasty and he cheated on you and then he left, so don't do it again. But if you ignore that voice of the ego and you replace that with faith in a higher power, or yourself, or that the universe really has your back and it wants good things for you, and you say, okay, I know I have fears, that doesn't necessarily make them true. You know, we all have fears. And often the fears aren't even about what's going on in our lives. Sometimes our mind does a lot of shuffling and reshuffling, and if something unacceptable happens, let's say if something really emotionally traumatic happens to you and you can't cope with that, your mind is going to do acrobatics in a way, and instead of worrying about that, it will get you to focus on worrying about your health, for instance, because that's less unbearable. So nothing has changed in real life, nothing has changed in the world, but your mind is figuring out a way to minimize the pain, and it does all of this maneuvering so that you can suffer in a way that is acceptable to you. Now, on this day, if you make plans for the future and you don't listen to that negative voice, another way of shutting up this negative voice is by having a daily meditation practice, because we all have the ego voice in our head. When you add other more positive voices in your head, the voices of your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your inner guidance, your higher self, then that ego voice has less power over you, and you don't have to believe everything you think. Just because you think it doesn't make it true. Okay? So if you ignore that voice, then you're going to be gifted by the universe with something wonderful, practical coming into your life, and you'll see results very quickly. So yesterday you were making plans for the future and starting new things to make yourself have more love in your life. You're continuing with that energy. You're optimistic about the future. You're starting to implement those things now. The obstacle, of course, is past experience. Sidestepping those and saying, never mind, I'm going to try again, trusting that the universe has good things in store for you, and you will be blessed today with something that comes into your life that makes you feel richer, more prosperous, more fulfilled, happier, more loving, that your life is richer in many, many ways. Abundance and prosperity doesn't just relate to money. You can be abundant in love by having loads of family members who adore you. You can be prosperous in your health by having great health. You can be prosperous in terms of being a genius and having great intelligence. On this day, whatever it is you want to change in your practical circumstances, if you ignore your fears and your doubts, you will be gifted. The universe is going to meet you halfway and you'll get what you want. Number wise, we've got 3 and 8 is 11, and 1 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Same as the Empress there. 3 is about making a fresh start, new beginnings, looking to the future, and realizing that if you take action and if you don't let your past fears and disappointments stop you, that you can get what it is you want, and it will be delivered to you on a silver platter by the universe. But you do have to do a little bit of legwork and move towards that silver platter so that you can get all of these good things that are there in store for you. I always harp on about this, but if you are rich inside, if you love yourself, if you feel blessed and grateful for the good things that you have in life, you're sending out a vibration that is going to create more good things and more positive things to be grateful for, and they will come into your life. If the inner landscape is full of fear, anxiety, resentment, anger, then the universe is going to bring you more things to be angry and resentful about, and that's what's going to be reflected in your day-to-day experience. So that's why it is so important not to listen to the ego today, because the ego doesn't want you to be happy. It doesn't want you to achieve your life purpose, because it wants you to keep recycling your old patterns, and to make you feel compelled to repeat your past mistakes, because that's what makes the ego happy. We don't want to make the ego happy. We want to make ourselves happy, and we want to progress spiritually. So ignore that negative voice. Focus on your desires, the good things, and watch them come into your life on this day. Yeah, so 3 is about new beginnings. It's also about communication. So communicate your needs and your desires. If that's what's required to get what you want, then don't be afraid of opening your mouth, asserting yourself and saying, I want this from you, or I want this from my life, or I would like to add this to my day-to-day experience. And you communicate that to another person or to yourself, or you communicate with an institution because you've decided to train as a physiotherapist. That's what you want. And you communicate by sending an application to that university. That's the way you're going to get that gift from the universe today, by putting in some effort and legwork, and things will work out for you. Just don't listen to the inner negative, doubtful voice. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, then please visit my website. It's gregoryscott.com. And in my readings, I can look at what your life purpose is, what your vocational aptitudes are, what's coming up for you in your love life, what your existing relationship is like. I can do a synastry reading where I compare both of your charts and I can see how well you're matched, if you're well matched, and what areas work best for you, and where there are certain incongruencies where you clash. And I can see that by putting your charts on top of one another in a bi-wheel, and I can also create a composite chart, put the transits around that, and see what's coming up for your relationship in future. So really, any questions you have about relationships or money, or how to let go of past disappointments, or how to get started because you're crippled with fear and you want to get started and you want to find out how to overcome that fear, then we can look at all that in a personal reading. So go to gregoryscott.com, order the readings by clicking on the readings tab or just on book your reading, which is on the home page. I'll then get in touch with you with the schedule. We can book in your reading and I can answer your questions. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you enjoy my videos, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.